Hi, and welcome to Between Dimensions. I'm Monica Gonzalez, an astrologer and spiritual healer, and this is our sixth video in the chakra series. And today we will be going over the Vishuddha chakra, better known as the throat chakra. And this is the energy center about communication and truth, which impacts our lives every single day. We'll talk about how to know whether or not the throat chakra is blocked, and if it is, how to heal it and strengthen it so that we can more easily, more courageously speak our truths every day.
Beyond what we see, beyond what we know, there is a space where the physical and the metaphysical meet. Welcome to Between Dimensions, where we bridge the gap between 3D and 5D, the seen and the unseen, the logical and the mystical. From astrology to energy healing, from past lives to cosmic connections, together we explore the mysteries of existence with curiosity, wisdom, and an open mind.
The state of our throat energy center can fall within a large spectrum. It can be completely closed, it can be balanced, or it could be completely open and overactive. And what we really want to strive to is falling within that spectrum of balance. So I will describe what being out of balance looks like, and you think about whether or not you fall into one of these two. When your throat chakra is completely closed, you are going to find it difficult to advocate for yourself, negotiate for yourself, speak your truth, provide boundaries to what you can and can't accept, feel inadequate when telling a story, have a fear of presenting in group situations. These are all clear indicators that someone's throat chakra is closed or somewhat closed, and you're unable to communicate with others at a frequency where they can understand you. Because the main goal of communication is to express your thoughts and your feelings and convey information to someone else in a way that they can assimilate that information and act in whatever way you need them to act. This is obviously very important in the workplace, and we'll explain why. Your throat chakra could also be in a state of over or hyperactivity, which is out of balance, which is also not great. So, are you a chatterbox? Do you dominate all the conversations? Are you the type of person who can't sit in a silent car for 5 minutes because it makes you uncomfortable? Therefore, you need to fill the space around you with your words constantly, and then you don't ever let someone else have a word in the conversation? You have an overactive throat chakra. And that's not good. It's not great because it's annoying for the most part. It's not going to foster a wonderful relationship with others if you're constantly dominating a conversation and you're not having a two-way conversation. Conversations are supposed to be two ways, guys. Two ways. You talk, the other person's talk. You talk, the other person's talk. Not one way. And if you do have relationships where you find it is heavily one-sided and that person calls you, says, oh, this is what's going on with me, and this is what I'm doing this week, and this is where my life is at, and they don't once ask you how you are doing, how your life is going, and they get off that phone, they have an unbalanced throat chakra, and it may not be someone you really want to be friends with. So, for several reasons, it's so important to have a balanced throat chakra. And as I was saying, it's really important in the workplace because you are processing information and transferring information in the hopes of generating money. And when there are kinks in that process, possibly due to an unbalanced throat chakra, it causes miscommunication. It causes mistakes. It can cause mistakes that cost money or time. It could affect your life where if you do say the wrong thing or misrepresent something, there could be legal ramifications. You could lose your job. So, again, it's so important to recognize whether or not your throat chakra is in balance or out of balance. And if it is out of balance, how to heal it so that it can go back in balance. Because the last thing you want is having an inability to communicate with others. Communication is critical to our survival and your own success in life. And when communication is in balance and flows freely, and you have mastered the ability to speak clearly, to be understood and possibly impact others so that they too work towards a common or shared goal, that's when the magic happens. That's when businesses sprout. That's when um, beautiful works of art come about. If it's a collaborative work, it's when you can sync up on a level of communication with others that you can truly bring to life whatever it is you want to bring to life. So let me know. Do you recognize yourself as having a throat chakra that is out of balance? Do you not say enough? Are you saying too much? Remember, it is also about listening. And when your throat chakra is not in balance, you will find that you also have a tendency to not listen to the full story. Maybe your attention is distracted. It's so important to find that balance and understand when it is proper for you to speak and when it is proper for you to listen. So let's talk about how to heal the throat chakra. Healing the throat chakra. This one takes practice. This is actually why I started this little channel, because my throat chakra has been very closed for a very long time. I was extremely shy as a child. I was bullied and ridiculed. I know, like a lot of us, right? I mean, who wasn't bullied? But I did not feel safe or secure to express myself in my home or at school or anywhere, really. So I just closed right up into a tiny little ball and never practiced advocating for myself, speaking up for myself. And honestly, it's led to being trampled on for a big portion of my life. But guess what? I started working on healing my throat chakra, and now I can confidently say that I am starting to really feel in balance with this. I look at the videos I started off with and can tell everything about my demeanor has changed. And it is through the practice of speaking out loud, speaking from the heart, speaking to this camera, which hopefully is speaking to all of you, and that I now feel a lot more centered, balanced, and confident with what I have to say, the message I have to convey, and how I present myself, which is such a better place than being scared or timid or feeling like I'm going to be judged and ridiculed. I feel free to speak my truth like I never have before. And one of the ways that I was able to get here is through the utilization of modern day technology and putting together a YouTube channel. So put together a YouTube channel. Or if that is not something that you would ever do, just journal, go to a mirror, speak to your mirror, go to a confidant or someone you feel that you can trust and start recognizing your own speech patterns. That's part of the reason why I actually like this mode, is because I watch myself, and that brings, it's literally acting as a mirror to show me how I'm presenting myself and tweak it along the way, which is why I like this recording option. Again, you don't have to, you can record yourself, but you don't have to post it on anything. But it's good to just watch yourself and get in the practice of listening to yourself as you speak and recognizing whether or not you answer people's question in a way that makes sense. I find a lot of times someone can ask a question and the person you're speaking to just rambles off about something else, totally something else. It's like, well, that didn't answer my question at all. Or someone answers my question and it's presented in a way that I can't make heads or tails of what they're saying. And that makes me recognize that they are not balanced in their throat chakra, and they really need to learn how to communicate better. And by making those recognitions, that also helps to improve yourself. And through the practice of improving the way you speak on a daily basis and the way you listen, it will ultimately help you in the long run to communicate with others in a way that feels good. And then you'll be able to recognize that your throat chakra is balanced. The number one way I can truly advocate or recommend is watching a court trial. I know, sounds crazy, right? Like, what does a court trial have to do with the throat chakra? The way a good judge, a good lawyer, a good expert witness presents themselves in a court of law is beautiful. It's magical. You will always see an expert witness repeat back a question to the attorney that is questioning them in order to ensure that they are answering the question exactly as it was asked. Well, like, wonderful little pro tip right there. If someone asks you a question and you're not really sure how you want to answer it or how to go about answering it, first thing you do is just repeat it back to them. If you're on an interview, first, and they ask you, please give me 3 strengths, or tell me about a situation where you had to resolve conflict. You don't dive into some crazy story that might not make sense. You start off by saying, an example of a situation where I resolved conflict was, and I'm telling you, if you watch court cases, you'll notice the expert witnesses always say, on such and such date, as I was doing my testing, I discovered X, Y, and Z. They always initiate the answer by using the base of the question that was asked. So try it, practice it. It's awesome. Like, I hope and pray that more people can learn how to communicate and how to communicate better and how to really listen and listen to others, because the better communicators we become, again, the less there are misunderstandings, the less it, it will alleviate any feelings of feeling disrespected or not appreciated. It's will allow for an easier transmission of information and data so that you can clearly and quickly act on it. One of my biggest pet peeves is when someone does not communicate with me clearly And I have to ask 5 or 6 or 7 questions to actually understand what it is that they're asking me because it's inefficient. So I beseech all of you to practice cl balancing your throat chakra, clearing out this energy, opening it up if you are someone who tends to be quiet and shy, or possibly bringing an overactive throat chakra back into balance so that you can achieve a state where you are heard and you also hear others, which again is the whole point of communication, right? Yeah. Another way you can go about healing this energy center is through humming or singing, putting yourself in front of an audience and singing, i.e., karaoke. I love karaoke, but all of that will help with these muscles and allow for the vibrations to heal because vibrations can be very healing. Um, and then, as usual, you can try all of the more standard common healing methods. So you can carry around some blue crystals. Light blue is the color. This is the symbol for the throat chakra. If this was a turtleneck, it'd be here. Anyways, or this is like a representation of the symbol. Anyways, um, you can wear a blue scarf, wear light blue, carry around blue crystals, mantras, affirmations, blah, 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 blah. All of those work, yes. But for me, recording myself, watching court TV, humming, or singing are all excellent ways of balancing the throat chakra. So, if you want to practice balancing your throat chakra, I'm here. Reach out to me. We can talk. We can go back and forth on proper ways of communicating with each other, making sure that the way you communicate is clear and concise so that you can get that job you want, get that raise you want, negotiate a sale on your house or on a car or on whatever it is, because it all boils down to communication. And with that, I wish you a wonderful Easter weekend. I hope all of you have a beautiful, wonderful weekend. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or email me at betweendimensions111@gmail.com. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Okay, bye.